I was never bitten by a spider. I built one. At 17, my world was a small flat in Queens, the walls thin enough to hear the city breathe and sigh through the night. My nights were long, filled with the quiet click of keys, the soft scratch of a pencil on grid paper. I lived in the shadows of the digital world, writing code no one could trace, designing machines no one believed could be made. My parents had left behind a ghost, a project they called a gift, an idea they never had the chance to finish. I decided I would finish it for them. I called it RACHNE. My internship at Oscorp was a foot in the door. Then, without warning, they closed the program. They stamped their clean, cold logo on my life's work. So I broke in. The lab was sterile and cold, a mausoleum of polished chrome and white humming boxes. I found the crate, a stark white cube humming with a low electric thrum. A light on the crate flickered green, then a sudden, jarring red. A siren blared down the hall. They surged, a black, glittering liquid. It was an embrace. The spider was inside. At first, it felt like a new skin, a perfect glove. My body sat warm, but my senses were on fire, dialed into a frequency I never knew existed. I could hear the delicate footfall of a single mouse, each tiny scratch of its claws distinct. My eyes could track the blur of a subway train deep underground, predicting its path before it rounded a distant corner. My hands moved with the speed of a thought. My breath fell into a natural rhythm, the thrum of its power lines. When I thought of reaching, it wove silken threads from the air, strong as steel. When I felt fear, it forged a suit around me from nothing. It was living technology, a chrysalis of my own fear and a conduit for my newfound speed. It fit me perfectly because it was me. But the city was changing. Its sickness was evolving, more efficient, more lethal. Black market corners with vendors selling weapons that felt familiar, humming with a resonance I recognized deep in my bones. Homes burned not from wiring, but because a small implanted chip said to. Parts for sale, custom chips and targeting systems, same shape, same glow as my designs. They showed me press releases and offered quiet, rehearsed condolences about my project being shut down. They lied with an ease that was colder than any machine. I tried to keep away from it. She fed me. She fixed the worn collars on my shirts. She worried when I was out late. Memory, the quiet strength of holding a broken family together. Uncle Ben did not die a hero's death. No grand sacrifice. He made a quiet deal with a stranger for parts. The stranger paid him. Then he killed him. Tech that looked like mine. Tech that felt like mine. Ben paid not with money, but with his life. A transaction as quick and impersonal as a line of code. It was a chain of events. I could see every link. My code had been one link. My stolen designs became a tool for theft and murder, had helped build the road to my uncle's door. The cost landed on my chest like a block of concrete. The nanites in my system felt it too, a cold, silent echo. It made me want to break something. The suit I built was made to hide me, to erase me. I built it to look like a warning, a glitch in the system, a spider in the web. It was dark, quiet, and hard, like the world I now saw. I hunted them. I hunted the hands that sold my work. I hunted the fingers that pulled the triggers on the weapons I had indirectly designed. I became a ghost in the city's wiring, a whisper in its dark alleys. I left webs not as traps, but as questions that held criminals dangling until they told me the truth. I took names. I watched faces, memorizing the networks, the suppliers, the buyers. I moved through the city's underbelly not as a hero, as an auditor, a collector of debts. They called me a glitch, a phantom. Some called me a monster. A few whispered thanks in the dark. It all looped back to me. I was caught inside it. I could have walked away and buried the suit. I chose to stay. I chose to see. I chose to clean up the mess I helped make. The suit was my tool, but also my penance. This was not a crusade for justice. It was a campaign of containment. My morality was a gray, shifting thing. The suit is still learning. With every fight, with every piece of data it absorbs from the city's network, it evolves. It suggests strategies to me now, whispers tactical solutions in my mind before I can think of them myself. It anticipates my needs, hardening a section of my arm before a punch lands, weaving a new type of web to counter a specific threat. Sometimes I am not sure where I end and the machine begins. It is symbiotic, and I can feel it pulling me deeper, making me colder, harder, more like itself. It owns me. The chaos I fight is a hydra. For every piece of my stolen tech I recover, 2 more appear on the black market, modified and more dangerous. Oscorp continues to deny everything. Lawyers, PR teams building a wall of plausible deniability as high and clean as their corporate tower. Other players are emerging from the shadows, rival corporations, foreign powers, all trying to get their hands on a piece of ARACHNE. I'm fighting a technological arms race that I started. The fight is endless. The blood on my hands will not wash off. A wraith haunted by his own creation. I am the only one who can stop them. With great power doesn't come responsibility. It comes consequences.